I'm here at our campground on our last night in Maine. And I just have to say, Maine really is vacation land. Welcome to Maine. Tragically, many of the local paint stores only stocked white. This was a perimeter check of the lower 48. From here, the eastern border looked secure. However, we wanted to get to high ground and make sure. This is the Portland Head Lighthouse in Maine. It's the first lighthouse that was made under the Lighthouse Act of the United States. George Washington commissioned this. Yes, that George Washington. So, the eastern border was fortified against invaders a long time ago. After this in-depth investigation, it was time to go shopping. Freeport, Maine, tourist central, home of the LL Bean flagship store. And nobody's here right now. The tourist season has yet to begin. That did not stop us, though. We're in Freeport, Maine at the LL Bean flagship store. I presume this is an official LL Bean bootmobile and will soon be offered in the catalogs. Yeah. Eventually, we arrived at a place in Maine that has a long history of summertime invaders. This is Main Street in Bahaba, Maine, a classic crowded tourist destination. It's not super touristy right now. Regrettably, we arrived here before most things were even open. Even the tourist stuff was still closed. So, we had to make a sacrifice. Looks like we're going to be roughing it tonight in Bar Harbor, Maine. All the campgrounds are closed and a lot of the motels and hotels are closed, so you just got to make do with what's available. We walked around town and admired the scenery. We also discovered this thing called a lobster roll. Lobster rolls are a really big thing here. Personally, I think it's a little bit of a scam. In the 1800s, lobsters were used as fertilizers and fed to prisoners and servants, since no one else wanted to eat them. Now the locals here sell lobster rolls to tourists for big money. But lobsters, they're still lobsters. Just because you say something is different now doesn't actually make it different. Of course, when it comes to food, I'm just basically an uninformed peasant. I don't ever really talk about meals, but I'm going to make an exception here, because this is one of the best meals I ever had. What was it? Curried poutine, which is basically just Canadian French fries with an East Indian accent, a chowder made of miscellaneous seafood, and a great dark beer. Now that's living. Alas, there were no lobsters in this meal. Enough talk about food. Let's talk about something that I think is a little bit more important. Nature. Acadia National Park is a famous national park right next to Bar Harbor, Maine. We explored the park's gorgeous shoreline because, well, That was the only part of the park that was really open when we were there. Maybe they take the Canadian view of national parks. There's nature, eh? Don't kill yourself.
Yes, we are here to visit our own.
The parts of the park that we saw were beautiful. Eventually, we decided to stop roughing it where we were sleeping and loaded up the van for more adventures. Well, at least there isn't any snow or mud.
Look at this side.
Well, that's two. That's us.
Oh my God.
I'm here at our campground on our last night in Maine. And I just have to say, Maine really is vacation land. But before you visit Maine, you just want to be aware what season it is. I have been reliably informed by a local that right now it is mud season. Goodbye from the state of Maine. Vacation land. Thanks for watching. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Make a comment and let everyone know what you think about this video. We'll see you at the next adventure.